guys, welcome to my channel. If you're stopping by for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Triumph. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about things I do to stay happy and live my best life as a Christian girl. Things I do to stay happy and live my best life as a Christian girl. We all know life is not always going to play out the way we want it, right? But then again, we have to make the best use of whatsoever life throws at us. So I'm going to be sharing with you some things I do to stay happy and still live my best life despite the situations or whatsoever I face. So the first thing, have a positive mindset. The first thing I do is to have a positive mindset. No matter the situation I face, I try to be positive about it. I try to still speak positive. I try to still stay positive and stay hopeful, because if you don't do that, trust me, if you just keep being negative, negativity is just going to keep playing out for you. Whatsoever you keep thinking of, you keep brooding on, that's what's going to come to play in your life. So if you be positive, if you stay positive, the positive is gradually going to come into your life, even though it doesn't look like what is happening is a good thing yet. If you stay positive and stay hopeful, it's going to change for the better. The next thing that I do is to trust God despite whatsoever situation I face. Life is full of challenges. Trust me, life is full of challenges. And the only thing we can do, we can't change those situations, right? Especially things that are beyond our control. We can't change those situations. So what can we do? We can only just stay positive and trust God and believe that He alone can work out things for our good. Believe that He alone can change things for our good. So trust God no matter the situation, no matter how it looks like it's bad. He knows the end from the beginning. His word says all things work together for good to those that trust Him. So it might look like it's terrible, the situation is bad, but trust me, He knows the end. And who knows, maybe that pathway you're on is the best pathway that is going to lead you to that great end that He has for you. You might not know. So trust God no matter the situation. That's another thing I do. So the third thing that I do is to be grateful. Be grateful for where you are, be grateful for where you're going. You've not attained that thing you want yet, but still be grateful for this one you have, because this one you have is someone's dreams. You really have to be grateful for what you have right now, because that is someone's dream. So for you to have it, you should be thankful, you should be happy, you should be grateful that you are at this position, while hoping and trusting God to get to that particular place that you want to be. Okay, next thing that I do to stay happy is to give myself accolades for little wins. Those things that look like they're not big things, is it not just this? Those things that look like small things to you, give yourself accolades for those little things. Give yourself your flowers for those little things that you do that looks like it's nothing to you. Don't always wait for when that big thing comes, because if you keep waiting for when that big thing comes, trust me, you're going to be an ungrateful person. Always be waiting for that big thing, and the little things that are around you that are turning out well, you're not grateful for them. You're still expecting that big thing. And trust me, no father will be happy to always give something to a child who is never ever grateful. So be grateful. Be grateful for those things that look like is nothing. Be grateful for those little things, because at the end of the day, it's the things that we see as little things that really count. So be grateful for the little you have. Okay, when you're grateful to Him for the little, He's going to give us those big things that we want. Okay, the next thing that I'll tell you is to live with eternity in view. Live with eternity in view. As a Christian, whatsoever you do, you should always have it at the back of your mind. Will Jesus be happy with this? If He would not be happy with it, you shouldn't do it. even though it is what the world is doing, even though it is the trend, even though it is the big thing that is reigning, everybody is doing it. Do not do it, because Jesus is not going to do it. And trust me, you don't want to do what is going to make Jesus unhappy. The next thing that I'll tell you is to not let the devil make you feel guilty for sins that God has forgiven you for sins that you don't do no more, maybe things you were doing before, and he keeps bringing it to you, and you know that you've asked God to forgive you and he has forgiven you. Do not let the devil put you into that trap of making you feel guilty every single time. Do not let him put you in that guilt trap. Do not let him put you in that guilt trap, okay? Because if you keep doing that, you're going to keep asking forgiveness. You're going to keep asking for forgiveness every single time. Every single time you want to hear from God, you want to communicate with God, you'd always come back with, oh God, forgive me. Every single time you want to ask God for something, you always come back to, oh God, forgive me. So don't let the devil put you in that, okay? Is there a good place? The next thing that I'll tell you is never postpone your happiness. Never postpone your happiness, and find joy in the little things. Never postpone your happiness. I used to be this girl that was always like, I'm not going to post pictures till I'm able to afford all those clothes I want to have. I'm not going to post pictures till I'm able to snap in that my dream office, to have that my dream job, to have that my dream house. I used to be that girl. And trust me, it's not going to help you to keep track of where you're coming from. I was always postponing my happiness for, oh, when I get this, oh, when I get that, oh, when I get this. Now, the little ones that I have, I was not making the best use of it. Okay, the job I have now, I was not making the best use of it. I was just waiting for the time I would have that big job. When you keep doing that, you won't be able to look back and be like, oh, this is where I started from, and now I'm here, and be grateful for where you're coming from, because you are not valuing the position you are. You don't value the position you are. You're just waiting for the next, the next, the next, and until you get that next, you would never be happy. Funny enough, even when you get that big thing you want, you would still not be happy. You would always want to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So do not postpone your happiness. You have this now, be happy for it, okay? Make the best use of it at that point. Make the best use of it. Don't wait for when you have the bigger one, when you have the bigger one, when you have the bigger one, okay? Every single thing you do, find joy in it. Every single thing you do, find joy in it. Do it with the whole of your heart. Do it with happiness. Do it with joy, okay? Do whatsoever you do with happiness. Do it with joy. Do it with zeal. Don't do it with complaints, murmuring. The next thing that I'll say is to be ready to embrace change. There would always be need for a change. There would always be need for a change. And it is better you're always open-minded to accept that, okay, it is time for a change now. So whatsoever situation you are, no matter, even though you're trying to be relaxed and be comfortable, okay, fine, I have this now, always know that, okay, something might happen. You might have to go for a better one, you might have to go for another one, you might have the need, there might be a need for you to get a different job, there might be a need for you to get into a different school, there might be a need for you to move into a different location. So always be ready to accept change, because if you're not ready to accept change, when the change comes, you're just going to keep complaining. You will not be happy with it. Even when you get to that new place or that new thing you're supposed to do, you won't do it with zeal, because that's not what's on your mind, that's not what you want. So always be open-minded. If the need for change comes, I'm all in, and make the best use of whatsoever comes your way, okay? The next thing that I'll tell you is to be content. Be happy, be content with whatsoever position you are, while striving to get better, while striving to climb another ladder, while striving to keep getting to the peak. Be content and be happy with the position you are at the moment. Don't always keep putting your eyes on, oh, this person has a better one, this other person has a better one, this person has a better one. Be happy with where you are. while being happy with where you are, you're still working to get to that your desired goal. But be happy with where you are so you can make the best use of that position where you are. So the next thing that I'll tell you is to stop worrying. I know this can be so hard. Worrying can be so hard when you see that the situations are right in your face. You would not have a choice but to just keep worrying and worrying about it. But there's a mindset that I now have about whatsoever situation I'm in. I think of, okay, what can I do about this situation? Whatsoever I can do, I list them out and I start taking actions, even though those actions may seem difficult. Take actions to do those things. And if there are things that you cannot do anything about, just sit down, pray about it, and be hopeful and hope for a change. And God is going to give us a change in whatsoever situation that is. Okay, the next thing that I have for you is to focus on God. Take your mind off other people. Just focus on God and God alone. Focus on God. Focus on the joy He gives you. Focus on the good things that come with being His child. Focus on making Him happy and take your mind off other people's lives, what other people are doing, what you've not yet attained. Focus on your goals. Focus on your peace of mind. Seek to have your peace of mind, your sanity. And when you focus on Him, all the good things that come with being His child, it's going to follow you, okay? You're going to be so happy. Focus on making Him happy. In making Him happy, you will be happy too. So focus on making Him happy. Focus on always wanting to hear from Him. Focus on always wanting to do His will, okay? So this brings me to the end of this video. I hope you're able to practice one or two things. Tell me some things you also do to stay happy when it looks like life is throwing various challenges at you. How do you stay happy? Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.